But yo, this is why Hollywood wants Cat Williams dead. Now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. After what Cat Williams did on Shannon Sharp's YouTube, like the podcast, whatever, bro. Hey, nigga, I understand what. Hey, and also during Cat Williams, like every time his specials, nigga, Cat Williams always drops something about that like that happens go behind the scenes, bro. This shit is insane. Damn, you sound like you were deep throwing Drake.
Cat Williams recently spoke out against countless powerful Hollywood figures in a podcast with Shannon Sharp, and they are not happy. What makes Cat's expose so dangerous is that tens of millions of people around the world believe he is telling the truth. This man is speaking against the evils of this world.
Nigga,
Thank you.
the way I knew Cat was speaking the truth, bro, was when who was it against, bro? I forgot that nigga's name, bro. Who did that song with Justin Bieber, bro? Who's in the Fast and Furious 7s, bro? I forgot that nigga's name. But when that nigga clapped back at Cat Williams with a song, that's how I fucking knew this shit was crazy.
You, Cat Williams.
Like,
this generation is hungry for the truth. Thank you, Cat, for speaking your truth. We absolutely believe you.
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency.
Now, a lot of what Cat said in this podcast cannot be proven true or false.
You know the nigga that made that song, Baby, with, hold on. Yeah, Ludacris, bro. Like when Cat Williams came at Ludacris saying that him and Ludacris was at the four-way stop sign, you know what I'm saying, signed a deal with the devil, I guess. You know, that Ludacris, when he signed it, he gets 20 million. So like that's 2 million per Fast and Furious, something like that. I don't know. Like 20 million per, so 2 million per Fast and Furious movies. So he gets 20 million or something like that. I don't know the deal. I forgot the context. But Cat Williams said that Luda signed it, and then Luda, nigga, I ain't lying. No. Okay, I'm be honest. Cat Williams went at everybody's throat. Nigga, Kevin Hart came back and said, check out my new movie. Nigga did not deny no allegations. Nigga just said, check out my new movie on Netflix. Then Ludacris replied back with a song. Like, niggas is cooked.
But because he is funny, a good storyteller, and most importantly, confident with his words, this allowed him to convince millions that he's telling the truth. Plus, we all know that celebrities don't often speak their true thoughts on the industry or politics out of fear of being canceled. However, some things he said are just straight up lies.
I'm probably reading 3,000 books a year from the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12.
That's very impressive.
My next project was to read the whole encyclopedia set. So when you're like 6, 7 years old, you read the whole encyclopedia set, you think you're one of the smartest people in the world.
So apparently, Cat read the entire encyclopedia and read 8 non-fiction books every single day from age 8 to age 12. This is impossible.
I'm sorry, bro. My mama couldn't even get me to read one page, boy. She told me to read, like, my mom, like, bro, like, okay, did anybody else go through a moment with their parents where they was getting forced to read, and if you didn't read, or if you didn't, like, talk about what you read, you get whooped? Like, your parents made you feel, like, your parents make you sit there and read the book, like, you gotta read, like, a chapter every day or some shit? I'm filming, bitch. Cat Williams died? No, he didn't die, bro. This is why Hollywood want Cat Williams dead.
And it's a lie. Throughout this entire podcast, Cat slipped in bold-faced lies which massively contradicts his preaches of spreading the truth.
Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program.
Cat exists in this middle ground where nobody can really determine if he is telling the truth, if he is lying, if he's telling a joke, if he's on drugs, if he has a mental illness, or if he is clearly exposing the dark and sinister nature of Hollywood. So today, I am going to give you as much context as possible so you can make that decision for yourself. Starting with his earliest introduction to Hollywood on the set of his very first movie, Friday After Next, where Cat played the role of Money Mike, but in the script,
especially the bathroom scene, bro, this movie was mad funny, bro.
Cat alleged that Money Mike was originally supposed to be violently assaulted.
The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom. Cat Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie. And
I ain't gonna lie, bro, I'm sorry. Bro, the way Terry Crews played his character too good, bro. Nah, Money Mike was definitely supposed to get R-worded in that bathroom. Bro, I still been...
Say respectfully, the
Oh my
problem
gosh.
with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to
Facts.
or what the circumstances are.
Facts.
If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny.
And
Ice
it
Cube,
was, bro.
who
That shit
wrote,
was mad
produced,
funny.
and acted in the film, denied these allegations.
Second thing I want to clear up, it was never, I would never shoot a scene in a movie, especially like Friday, where you actually see this happening on camera. That ain't my style.
I don't know,
If you
bro.
check out any of my movies, they not raunchy.
But it's because Cat said things like this
But I
throughout
feel
his
like, okay, but I feel like I could understand from like Ice Cube's perspective, because maybe there wasn't no like R-word scene from like Ice Cube's perspective. But like I think the people that like the producers or like people that's like what I'm trying to say is like I think people weren't like I think people wasn't gonna tell Ice Cube that this was gonna happen, but like they try to change it or like they try to make it their own way. And like so I don't know, bro. Like it's hard trying to explain it, bro. Like I suck at explaining, bro.
interview
And probably the
caused
producers probably
fans to
behind his back
cast
trying to
doubt
change some
on
stuff.
anyone who denied his claims.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. You know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? What? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Cat believes he has a more legitimate and honorable legacy than the other comedians he has been associated with throughout his career. These men, Cat says, have formed a gang in Hollywood that actively steal and or blackball young entertainers' careers, which drives them into madness.
For 30 years, they're a group. These aren't three random guys. The way that Ricky Smiley kept appearing at all of my auditions is because of Steven said he would tell anybody that, listen, they got a gang on that side. They know what it is. They know who the gang is. All of these dudes are co-entwined and they share secrets, and this is the age of truth. And the truth doesn't need to be scared of the fact that people tell lies.
Cat only mentions 3 of these group members by name: Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer.
When I heard about Cedric, like Steve Harvey, cool, like you know what I'm saying, because of the whole Bernie Mac situation. But Cedric the Entertainer, bro, I saw that, I was like, bro, no. Because I remember, bro, he was mad funny on the barbershop. He was mad, like no.
and Ricky Smiley. But you will notice throughout the video he makes bold accusations about many other massive stars like Kevin Hart and Martin Lawrence. Are they also a part of the gang? Well, that's up for you to decide.
If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never
No, not Michael Blackson.
Never do an interview.
Wait, no, his wife is kind of Asian though. So he's low-key safe.
Anyways, let's start with Cat's claims that Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey stole his material. But first, I'm going to steal your attention for just a minute.
They replied to Cat because they were going to do the rap scene, RAP scene, and the other weird stuff to him. What you watching? We watching Wild Hollywood once Cat Williams was dead. But the thing is though, just when Kevin Hart replied, because like Cat Williams called out Kevin Hart, saying Kevin Hart is like, saying he's an import, like he's a plant. All Kevin Hart did was just promote a movie, bro. That's what he replied, bro. All he did was promote a movie.
To tell you about today's sponsor. Have you ever Googled?
We love you.
How many weeks you or a nation or at the jokes from him? Cedric did it first on the original Kings of Comedy tour in 2000, which at the time was the highest grossing comedy tour in history. Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac playing sold out arenas from coast to coast. The tour grossed over $18 million in its first year. In 1999, both Seagram Americas and HBO sponsored the tour. D.L. Hewley was added and the 2-year gross exceeded $37 million. And at the exact same time of this tour, Cat was just starting to make a name for himself in Hollywood.
He thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know. Right. The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
This is the joke that Cat is referring to, which was originally performed in 1998 on BET's Comic View program.
You had your car radio up so loud that you couldn't hear the damn thing when it cut off. It looked like this. You flossing in a 6-shift convertible.
Using physical comedy, Cat mimics someone trying to assess why their car just broke down while the music is blasting. The alleged theft came from Cedric the Entertainer 2 years later on the original Kings of Comedy tour, which was in 2000. The premise of Cedric's joke was that white people are obsessed with the moon and space. He says black people are not, but if they gotta go to space, then they would drive the spaceship like this.
We'd drive a space shuttle like it's a 72 deuce and a quarter. Nigga, we get us a cigarette, nigga, we be in a space shuttle, nigga, like it's a 72 deuce, nigga, we get us.
Even though he
now, when you consider
the
music cue, which is not very common in stand-up comedy, that already looks suspicious. Then the side-by-side comparison indicates Cedric makes very similar physical movements that Cat did. Cedric says he did not steal the joke, and that if Cat was so upset about it, he had 30 opportunities to speak up.
Cat say you stole one of his jokes.
Yeah, like, I mean, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like the idea of the joke that he was even talking about don't even match up with no timeline. So for me, it was one of those things like.
Did you have a conversation? Did you guys sell it? Did you have a conversation with Cat?
I've seen this guy 30 times. Like,
I could low-key see it as like stealing, but adding your own spice to it. It's like say somebody made a joke about the moon. I mean, not about the moon, but say somebody made a joke about, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody made a joke about men, and then they use that same like idea and make a joke about women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see it, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know?
Like, dog, if you literally was that upset about it, like, dog,
why step to him and say, hey,
yeah, why didn't you say nothing? Like, that don't even make sense.
But Cat says that Cedric apologized about stealing the joke years ago, and is now lying to the public that he never stole it in the first place.
Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Cat 30 times. Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie?
So imagine how a young Cat Williams felt seeing his best joke being stolen by one of the biggest comedians in the world on the largest grossing comedy tour in history.
He never wrote anything.
Everybody would do anything. Everybody would do anything to save their reputation, save their image, bro, online.
Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
Noticing all the backlash, Cedric responded to Cat's comments on Instagram. Revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Cat's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Cat Williams claims as his. Cedric added, I'm a grown-ass man, and none of that shit going to go like you think. Damn. Cedric isn't the only one that stole Cat's material. Steve Harvey's theft of Cat's jokes is arguably much worse. At the 2005 BET Comedy Awards, Steve Harvey introduced a hot upcoming comedian to the stage by the name of Cat Williams. Cat hit the stage and absolutely dominated the crowd with his joke about gas prices.
Because the world is crazy right now. What is gas? $600 a damn gallon right now? I don't care how much money you got. Gas is entirely too high. Used to be, if you put $15 in your tank, you had time to bond with your vehicle. You had time to put the nozzle in and set the clicker and look through your car and clean off the dashboard.
Then Steve Harvey did a joke about gas prices 3 years later in his comedy special, Still Trippin'.
Gas $4 a gallon. Can't even pump gas like you used to no more. $4 a gallon? You remember when you used to go to pump and put the nozzle in there and hit it? Be sitting there talking, be on your phone, hey, what's happening? Be walking around.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, nah, he definitely stole a joke.
It's hard to see this as anything other than blatant theft, but Cat didn't stop there. He continued to expose Steve's long history of suspicious behavior. It started with why Bernie Mac quit the iconic Kings of Comedy tour.
Do you consider yourself a king of comedy?
They consider that. After Bernie left, them same 3 guys I'm telling you about, the Kings, they came to me. I was supposed to be the 4th king. I got the offer. Then what happened? But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie, and I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king?
Now, there has been an infamous beef between Steve Harvey and the late Bernie Mac that fans have known about for years. There were often arguments between the 4 comedians of who should be the closer or finale of the tour. Since Bernie was a much funnier comedian, Steve would get booed by the crowd when he performed after Bernie.
Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. The reason you was supposed to go last is because it was your tour. Tell the truth. It was Steve's tour. Not it was gonna be called the Kings of Comedy. It was Steve's tour. These are the guys opening for him. Of course you gotta close if it's your tour.
Harvey eventually just ended up being the host of the tour and not performing a full stand-up routine because he just couldn't make the audience laugh as hard as Bernie. D.L. Hewley, who was also on the tour, even said that Steve never thought Bernie would become successful, and when he started getting more opportunities, he became jealous.
You feel that the beef between Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey was because Steve Harvey was getting a lot of network love during the time and Bernie Mac not so much?
Yeah, and then Bernie started to get it. So yeah, I think that, you know, Steve at one point was, you know, uber successful, and then Bernie started to, because he didn't ever think he would get the opportunity he got. But once he did, America loved him, like we all kind of knew they would. And he decided to go a different way.
Eventually, Bernie got sick of Steve hating, realized his worth, and exited the tour, which ended up forcing all four guys to split up.
Because then Steve Harvey, he went and like started making Family Feud and started having this, you know what I'm saying, not reality TV show, but like a morning show or something like that.
We split
like
up.
Steve Harvey show.
You wish you would have kept it together, could have kept it together a couple.
We tried everything, but you know, dudes felt like they was movie stars. I never saw myself as a movie star.
Steve basically claims that Bernie went Hollywood and acted too good for the guys, and Kat didn't like that.
Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star?
Allegedly, Steve even called the producers for the heist comedy film Ocean's 11
Steve moving like that. So the part was originally Bernie's and Steve called in like, yo, let me,
steal the role of Frank Catton from Bernie Mac. Ocean's 11 featured a star-studded cast, including George Clooney, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, and Casey Affleck, among others. The film became a huge critical and commercial success, earning over $450 million at the worldwide box office. Having a substantial role in a film of this magnitude helped the rising trajectory of Bernie Mac's career. An infamous GQ article from 2003 released when Bernie Mac himself claimed that Steve was jealous of him from the very beginning. Overall, Kat is obviously upset about Steve stealing material, but ironically, he was more upset that Harvey tried to lie and claim that Bernie went Hollywood on the Kings of Comedy, when in reality, Steve was so jealous of his success that Bernie couldn't take it anymore and quit.
Yeah, and now that he gone, you gonna act like he wanted to be a movie star. You stop it. You stop it. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. The king is the funniest. Period. Every time. And that's why no audience member was ever swayed.
But I swear, Bernie Mac was so, like, Bernie Mac is like, yo, if Bernie Mac is not in your top 3 of funniest of all time, bro,
no matter where Bernie went. You think if Bernie went first, he wasn't the king? Get out of here.
But Cat Williams and Steve Harvey's beef did not stop there. A few years later, in 2008, a show promoter booked Steve Harvey and Cat Williams to co-headline a New Year's Eve stadium show in Detroit. Cat entered his villain arc and challenged Steve to a comedy battle on the Jamie Foxx radio show, to which Steve accepted.
You have been the king of comedy as long as we've had one. The second that you get off stage, I need you to understand that that's your final time as the king of comedy. I hope you got a team of writers. You're going to need about 6 or 7 of them. You can bring The Nation. You can bring Rashawn McDonald. You can bring everybody who listens to your radio show. They going to see the truth. And its name is Cat Williams.
What was supposed to be just a comedy show is now some sort of 1v1 battle dubbed the Championship of Comedy, and Steve responded with this.
I'm not saying he's in trouble, but I'm saying this right here, Jamie. A dog don't bark at parked cars.
Basically, Steve's analogy was that he shouldn't respond to Cat Williams because he is too famous and successful. So on New Year's Eve, Steve got on the stage and never addressed or made fun of Cat. That was a big mistake.
Please give it up for Steve Harvey one time. Give it up for Steve Harvey. He's an excellent comedian, but he don't want no parts of this in any way, shape, form. I don't know why he came out here with all this money y'all spent on them motherfucking tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 goddamn minutes. That nigga should have talked about me the way I've been to talk about his bitch man.
That nigga can't stand no business, nigga.
A regular black suit like he was going to a funeral. Yours, nigga, yours. Nigga think he the shit because he was the shit in 1968. Nigga, I'm the shit this evening. Let's fast forward it to when this disrespectful nigga did something called the original Kings of Comedy. Oh. You gonna be the original King of Comedy, nigga. Did it start with you, you disrespectful sucker? King of Comedy, you's a goddamn liar. And if you listen to his show, you know that nigga's a liar straight up and down.
Bro, I know Steve Harvey had to clap back, bro. I know Steve Harvey had to clap back because ain't no way this nigga Steve Harvey just let this nigga stand on stage talk about him like this forever.
Cat absolutely embarrassed Steve. He claims this was the end of Harvey's career.
Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows.
No,
the only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy
and then he
with one Cat Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Cat Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore.
Now Cat isn't
Cat Williams going in on this nigga, boy. That nigga said he had to quit, go make a TV show. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I love Steve Harvey's morning TV show. I love it, you know what I'm saying? Morning TV show, you know what I'm saying? But comedy wise, bro, I just never like really thought Steve Harvey was funny comedy wise.
Very accurate here. Steve had multiple successful arena comedy tours after the championship battle, and Steve was already bald by 2008, so Cat didn't really expose him for having fake hair. But is it a coincidence that almost immediately after Cat got on that stage and exposed his biggest hater in the industry, he started his crazy downward spiral? In November of 2008, Willams missed an appearance on Conan O'Brien and was later arrested that evening when officers found—
Damn, niggas is trying to say that Steve Harvey called in a couple niggas to get Cat Williams off the list, bro. Nah, Steve Harvey, you moving weird.
Found 3 handguns in his car while exiting rapper Jim Jones's studio in New York. That same month, he checked into the Mount Vernon Inn in Sumter, South Carolina. Shortly after checking in, employees reportedly found Willams stumbling around wearing just a bathrobe and a towel wrapped around his head. When police arrived, Willams asked them for directions to the nearest hospital. There, his family convinced him to seek psychiatric help, to which he was eventually hospitalized. He just said that he doesn't trust anyone anymore, that everyone has turned against him. He wasn't really coherent. Pretty much after this, Cat wasn't seen again until 2011. No stand-up performances, no movies, no TV. The only time he was talked about was when he was arrested. In November of 2010, authorities arrested Cat in Coweta County, Georgia, after he allegedly stole $3,500 worth of coins and jewelry. Things escalated in June of 2011 when he was arrested in connection with an alleged assault on a tractor driver. He supposedly conspired with 3 women who attacked the man in his tractor. In 2012, Willams returned to the comedy world with his 3rd HBO comedy special, Catpocalypse. Unfortunately, with the spotlight back on him, Cat fell back into a dangerous cycle as the bizarre behavior continued. In October of 2012, Cat and comedian Faison Love got into a heated argument outside of a Hollywood club over a $50,000 debt that Cat owed Love. During the argument, Cat proceeded to pull a gun on Love that wasn't loaded. On November 9th, his former assistant, Melissa Shaig, claimed that he went into a rage and attacked her the month prior. Then police arrested Cat in Oakland, California on charges of suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon after he'd allegedly beaten an 18-year-old with a bottle. On November 16th at the Oracle Arena in California—
oh my gosh, like, yo, like, it just keeps going, yo. Was niggas really trying to take this nigga Cat Williams off the map? Like, yo.
Cat took the stage while having a total public meltdown. For 15 minutes, he seemed to be under the influence, rambling about nothing while taunting members of the audience.
Well, give me 20, nigga, that's how much the album costs, fuck boy. But I bet if you can walk to your car, I can show your bitch a dick she'll enjoy. So why don't you
tell a nigga, I bet you walk to the car, I'll show your girl a dick she will enjoy. Oh my god.
It's on over there, nigga, before I can catch you. Or you can pull your bank out and I'll match you. But you ain't gonna do shit but get punched in the face.
Then,
wait, he was talking to a nigga in the crowd?
The audience began booing him.
about this.
And get the fuck out of here, nigga.
This video is why Hollywood wants Cat Williams dead.
I am like afraid to leave.
I'ma head out. All right, bet, Jess.
We know you ain't got no money. We see your outfit, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Damn, that nigga said we know you got no money when you see your outfit. Yo, Cat, like, what if that's all the nigga got?
Yes, nigga.
On November 17th, 2012, Williams got involved in a police chase while driving his three-wheeled motorcycle and failing to stop. Just a week later, Cat was arrested in Seattle, Washington after he allegedly got into a dispute at a bar in the South Lake Union neighborhood. His arrest came after he missed the first night of a planned two-night performance at the Paramount Theater. That same month, he slapped a Target employee in Sacramento for no apparent reason, which was made fun of on late night.
I mean, it could have been for no apparent reason. Like, come on, bro. Like all he saw was just a slap. Like, maybe that nigga was talking reckless. Maybe that nigga was calling Cat Williams a bitch, saying he fell off. You know what I'm saying?
Television shows like Conan O'Brien. On December 28th, Williams was placed in handcuffs once again on child endangerment charges.
Okay, you cool, man? How you doing?
Oh, I'm cooler than a fan, man. They took my children from me.
Yeah, I mean,
how terrible is that?
Cat's criminal history does not even come close to stopping here, but I'm sure you all get the point. He was spiraling hard for years, seemingly strung out on drugs or at least experiencing manic episodes. The media called him crazy, a crackhead, and didn't believe anything he was saying since they wrote him off as a madman, but he says he was never under the influence.
I am never under the influence of anything. I'm always in my right mind. I'm always a physical specimen. And when you see me, I'm much, much bigger than you had thought.
Damn.
I have far less play in me than you would like.
There seems to be a pattern with comedians in the downward spiral. In 1990, Richard Pryor, who struggled with addictions to women and hard drugs, poured high-proof rum on himself and set himself on fire. His widow, Jennifer Lee Pryor, claimed it was a drug-induced attempt at ending everything. In 1997, Martin Lawrence was coming off the end of his hit sitcom Martin, as well as starring in the blockbuster film Bad Boys. That year, Lawrence allegedly had a
new Bad Boys coming out.
Meltdown in Los Angeles where he ran into Ventura Boulevard with a gun and threatened tourists and random people. Sources claimed Martin began taking psychotropic drugs and having violent outbursts on the set of his movie, a thin line between love and hate. Martin would
I think all this is happening because like you know how like people say in like Hollywood, like to go to the next level you gotta do like you gotta do something crazy like what's it called? It's not like it's not called embarrassment ritual, but it's called like something ritual where you embarrass yourself or like humiliation ritual, bro. Maybe. Nah, don't tell me don't tell me they got Martin Lawrence, bro.
Continue his erratic behavior, getting arrested for gun possession and later going to rehab. Robin Williams openly spoke about his lifelong battle with addiction, alcoholism, and depression. Comedian Marc Maron has spoken publicly about having severe depression. Artie Lang and Jim Norton as well. John Belushi, Chris Farley, and Greg Giraldo all died of drug overdoses. It's unclear why comedians seem to struggle with mental health more than others in the entertainment industry while being tasked with creating the most lighthearted content. Deborah Serrani, a clinical psychologist who treats performers with depression and other mental health problems, said comedians often wear what we call the mask of depression, which helps them put on a more acceptable face to the world. But behind that mask, there is a terrible struggle going on. There is a stigma about depression, and oftentimes the laughter distracts from feelings of weakness. Cat Williams has had an extremely rough life, starting with being homeless and alone at age 13. Combine that with the chaotic lifestyle of a comedian, constantly being on the road, late nights, irregular sleeping and eating schedules, the pressure to constantly deliver funny.
That nigga Cat Williams said it's hard for him to eat. Like it says, Cat Williams said that he has to smoke to eat. Like damn, bro. Like that's like I never imagined somebody saying like they have to smoke to eat, bro. Like you can't like without smoking, Cat Williams can't eat.
Engaging performances, as well as like regularly dealing with hecklers and sometimes unresponsive audiences who make the job mentally taxing. And on top of all of that, add the potentially evil Hollywood gang that Cat says is actively trying to get him to compromise his morals. But when he refuses, they blackball him and run smear campaigns to call him crazy. That is a recipe that would make any man go mad. So the question is, was Cat trying to escape an evil industry, or was he actually a
nigga, I was trying to ignore the name, bro. I was trying to ignore the name.
Induced madman.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress.
I was trying to ignore the big dick deviants. Oh wait, no, I heard about the dress situation in Hollywood.
Compromise his morals, but when he refuses, they blackball him and run smear campaigns to call him crazy.
About, like,
that is a recipe that would make any man go mad. So the question is, was Cat trying to escape an evil industry, or was he...
Yo, beat that ass. Would y'all put on a dress? You know what I'm saying? To be in Hollywood, like, say, would y'all niggas dead ass put on a dress for a movie? For
actually a drug-induced madman.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Cat, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2, where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again?
If it isn't obvious, Cat didn't want to wear the dress.
And then I forgot the other dude that, I keep forgetting his name, but the other nigga that you saw on the cover, that nigga said ever since he put on that dress, everything been going wrong in his life, bro. Like, everything's been going bad. Nigga, extra baby mom problems and shit like that, bro. Like, oh my gosh, bro. Like, this shit is tough, nigga. Hollywood is tough, nigga. Just straight getting exposed.
Brandon T. Jackson would go on to portray Martin's son,
right here,
Trent, in Big Mama's House, where the two go undercover at an all-girls performing arts school. Unfortunately, years later, Jackson asserted that he did the project for money and was unaware of the repercussions it would have on his career.
Did you get, like, slack when you wore the dress at that moment?
Only Cat Williams. Cat Williams was trying to always say, Brandon, don't wear a dress.
He called you, or is this?
No, he was saying it in the media, so I thought he was heckling me. He was really trying to help me at the time. I didn't know that. I was immature.
Right.
I feel like, dang, why I'm trying to make it, and then he was trying to warn me.
Because even they tried to put I remember, because I also remember they tried to put Dave Chappelle in the dress. Dave Chappelle talked about how y'all know that movie Blue Streak, or like Blue Streak, whatever, when Martin Lawrence, you know what I'm saying, it was Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle, some other dude, like they was a gang. I mean, there was a part of like a mission, and it was a heist, and like Martin Lawrence joined the, man, I'm trying to explain this. Oh, but it was like it was a diamond. Like, they was going after a diamond that was lost in like a police station. And so Martin Lawrence became a police to be able to retrieve the diamond. And in the film where Dave Chappelle run down the alley and Martin Lawrence comes behind him, Dave Chappelle said they was supposed to put that, he was supposed to be in a dress to run down that alley, bro. And I was like, oh, hell no, bro. Like, niggas, like, what's up with putting niggas in dresses in movies, bro?
You know, don't get in the dress.
I love you too,
everything went wrong. It's like everything went right. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress.
Told you.
Cat has been discussing this subject for years because this has been a pattern that many have speculated is a humiliation ritual. Eddie Murphy, Tyler Perry, Jamie Foxx, Wesley Snipes, Chris Tucker, Arsenio.
Not Chris Tucker. Because was it Prince supposed to play that role?
Hall, Tracy Morgan, the Wayans brothers have all dressed up as women for
Okay, but you know what I'm saying? At least White Chicks was funny as shit, though. At least White Chicks was funny as shit.
TV or movie roles. Just before Kevin Hart exploded into fame, he also...
Oh my god. Bro, I remember Kevin Hart saying he would never put on a dress, bro. And when I found this video, I was like, oh my gosh. The niggas is saying that Kevin Hart's an industry plant.
wore a dress on Saturday Night Live. And even 10 years ago, Kat discussed this.
It's two answers. First of all, let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now, some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Kat also detailed an Illuminati meeting alongside Ludacris.
There was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us, we were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair, and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points.
Talking about Cat
And
Williams.
the next person they said
I meant
was going
200
to
mil.
get $200 million
That's what I meant to say. I said
because
20
they
mil.
were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies.
Like, nigga,
And
that
that's
is
how
insane.
the conversation.
And then Ludacris came, no, the way Ludacris came, clapped back, this nigga dropped the song. I blatantly guess you're dropping the song after a nigga exposed you. And then Kevin Hart. Nigga promoted a fucking movie.
It happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Cat Williams.
It's really hard to back up any of Cat's claims, and even if the stipulation of getting a $200 million deal is that you have to shave your head and sideburns, that seems like an extremely small compromise. And there are no indications that Ludacris ever sold his soul. I mean, he will tell you, he responded to Cat with a rap song.
Exactly.
Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati, and I only left with bitches when coming from any party.
Like, I blatantly guess you're responding to a nigga like this, bro. And how many Fast and Furious movies is there so far? Let me see. Cause like, let me see. Furious movies. Nigga. Nah, bro. So one, it's not telling me. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's already 10. So nigga, literally 10 more. And Cat Williams is gonna be right, nigga. 10 more, Cat Williams is right.
Bro with the sideburns, yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise, comedians check your temperature.
Perhaps the most overlooked comment during the interview was Cat's take on Kanye West.
I suspect that we're pretty awful people if we say that somebody got a mental illness and then we watch what they do.
That's facts.
If you say somebody got special needs, then why would you be watching them and holding them accountable like everybody else?
The question of whether someone's
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie,
actions
that's
should be
dead fuck.
judged differently due to mental illness is complex and multifaceted, and opinions may vary depending on cultural, ethical, and legal perspectives. Mental illness can significantly impact an individual's ability to understand the consequences of their actions, to make rational decisions, or to control their behavior. Cat is not excused.
Why that picture?
Using Kanye's behavior, and he
Why
definitely
that
says he doesn't
specific
agree with
picture?
what he says, but he's just questioning why people are surprised as his whole career he gave obvious signs, such as claiming that he was a god, and he was praised and uplifted
Yeah, I ain't
for
gonna lie,
his
that was I
outlandish
ain't gonna lie.
behavior.
That nigga Kanye said he was con Jesus or some shit. I don't know.
Now, Cat has never publicly disclosed any sort of manic or psychiatric
That was
problems, but look at how much the world judged him when he was crazy 10 years ago. Versus now, he is saying the exact same things he was saying while he was crazy, but today
Talk
he
to
is
me,
more
Rev.
calm, coherent, and of course, entertaining. Now they are quoting his words as prophetic statements of a wise old genius. Funny how things change.
I'm telling you, bro. That nigga Cat Williams was smart, bro. That nigga, if you don't believe Cat Williams, bro, just wait. I ain't lie. The only proof that I need, bro, like I told people when the interview first dropped, bro, the only proof that I need right now, bro, if I see 10 fasting, okay, I already believe the dress, but for me, bro, why can't I speak? But for me to fully 100% believe Cat Williams, bro, if I see 20 Fast and Furious, I believe that nigga automatic. I don't give a fuck. I believe that nigga.